Welcome. My name is Nikki Veit, rhymes with might. I have been a personal trainer for just about 6 years now. I am also certified in both kettlebell and barbell training through the Strong First organization. And I like to bill myself as someone who really likes to focus on helping women between the ages of 20 and 70 get strong AF. Now, this is the first of what I hope to be many of lecture form style YouTube videos where I get to unpack your questions as they are related to fitness and nutrition in just a bit of a longer form, like a 5 to 10 minute video. Sometimes I'm going to include some fancy PowerPoint slides. Sometimes I'm going to include some graphics and some charts and case studies because I want to inform you as much as possible in answering your questions. I don't want to just be shooting off at the mouth and telling you just from personal anecdotes and experiences. I want to be giving you the best information possible. So the first question that I want to tackle today is, what does being fit mean? Now, I'm going to give you one of those love-hate answers to begin with, because the real answer is it depends. In fact, I'd rather turn that question on you, the watcher, the viewer, the listener, the reader. What does being fit mean to you exactly? I get this question a lot as a trainer, and I always say it depends because what being fit means to Susie is very different than what being fit means to Tom. So me, for instance, as someone who has been weightlifting since 2014, so that's about 7 years now, what being fit honestly means to me is that I'm able to bench press 135 pounds for reps, full range of motion, clean technique for reps. It means I'm able to deadlift 2 times my body weight for at least 1 repetition and have it be safe and clean and beautiful technique. And it also means that I'm able to bang out 5 to 10 body weight pull-ups with strict form at the drop of a hat. That's what being fit means to me, Nikki Veit. Being fit does not mean that I'm able to run a mile without taking a break, because I'll tell you what, I can't do that. If I were to go do that right now, I'll tell you what, I would be walking half of that mile, I'd be stopping. Being a runner isn't a goal for me. Being an endurance athlete is not a goal for me. Being as strong as I can be while maintaining a muscular, rather lean physique, that's what matters to me. One trap I really see a lot of people get into is this idea of compare and despair. So Susie's comparing herself to Tom, or maybe Susie's comparing herself to her best friend Lenore and being like, yeah, I can do 5 push-ups, but Lenore can do 10 and she's barely breaking a sweat. And then we get into that cycle of comparing and despairing, right? Comparing ourselves to someone else and their physical abilities and despairing about our lack thereof in that context. And this is already entering the fitness realm in a defeated mindset, right? If Susie is constantly comparing herself to Lenore, then Susie's gonna feel defeated. And Susie's probably gonna enter her training sessions with me, let's say if I'm her coach, being like, you know what, I just can't do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it today. I'm gonna suck, this workout's gonna suck, I suck, I'm a bad human being, and spiral down, right? I'm sure we've all been there before. And with that defeated mindset, how is that going to help Susie get anywhere closer to her own fitness goals? So what I try to do to my friends and my family and my clients is say, stop. Do not go down the compare and despair rabbit hole, because how is that going to help you where you're at in your own life? In all honesty, think of it this way. The only time you should be comparing yourself to other people's fitness abilities is if you're a professional athlete and you are training for a competition. Is that you? Right? Are you Simone Biles getting ready to compete at the Summer Olympics against the top ranking gymnasts in the world? Probably not. I hate to say it, but you're less likely to be a sponsored, paid, full-time career athlete that genuinely has to compare themselves to other top ranking athletes to get that gold medal. So with that knowledge, take a breath and realize, you know what, it's okay. Maybe I don't need to compare myself to the Lenores and the Toms of the world. Man, I mean, those Lenores and Toms, maybe they should be shutting their mouth, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe they're the problem. Those Lenores, those Toms. Sorry if your name is Lenore or Tom. Those are just two names I thought of randomly. So let's already nix the compare and despair and get real with your own goals. What does being fit mean to you? Does it mean you can do 5 push-ups on the ground with clean, beautiful technique and full range of motion touching that chest to the ground? Or does it mean you're able to run a mile without stopping and get it under 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever? Think to yourself honestly, what does being fit mean to you? Because being fit to Susie might mean being able to climb on her countertop to reach the highest cabinet to pull out the toaster they hadn't used in over a year without asking for her partner's help. Hey, that absolutely takes some physical abilities to do without falling, without injuring themselves, and without breaking a sweat. All right? These are still physical abilities. Good old Tommy boy might have exclusively physique-related fitness goals, right? Tommy boy might want to look tight in a Speedo, have some poppin' delts and some muscular thighs and bis and tris for days, but Tommy boy might not even be able to deadlift 2 times his body weight. All right? He might not be able to run that mile in under 15 minutes. You can absolutely have your own physique-related fitness goals, but I'll tell you what, that might sacrifice your own strength and endurance-related goals. So I'm here to tell you that the answer to the question, what does being fit mean, is it depends on what being fit means to you. Think in your heart of hearts, what matters the most? Is it reaching for the top shelf in the kitchen? Is it running that mile? Is it being able to do push-ups? Or is it something I didn't even mention, right? That's how expansive we can get with this definition. Check in with yourself and maybe check in with your trainer and get down to the nitty-gritty details of what ultimately matters to you. Don't get me wrong, you could be inspired by someone else. You could see some chick in the gym bang out 5 clean bodyweight pull-ups and be like, I want to be able to do that someday. And that's okay. That can totally be a goal for you. But do not get lost in the spiral of comparing and despairing whenever you see someone being able to do something that physically is a little too challenging for you right now. Don't let that disrupt the process. Don't let that break the consistency, and do not let that break your spirit, because that's where consistency falls off. That's where our training goals go amiss, because we're just getting so hung up on what other people are capable of doing and not focusing on what we can do right now and the journey ahead. What I love the most about fitness is it's a journey. It really is a lifelong journey. I want to be that person when I'm in my 80s, when I'm in my 90s, that's still deadlifting and benching and doing body weight pull-ups. I want to take it to the grave. So check in with that again. Are your fitness goals just to accomplish some temporary instant gratification? Or is it to see this life to the grave and keep getting stronger and keep being consistent and keep training? Thank you so much for joining me for this video. What I'd really love is if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would mean the most to me. I'm really trying to increase those numbers, and just please like and share this video for anyone that needs it. There's always someone in your life that you've had this conversation with, and maybe they could benefit from this video today. So yes, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with a friend, a family, a foe, anyone that you think would benefit from this. As always, thank you for joining me on this fitness journey, and wishing you a good one.